me online and wants to come quickly. Let's see, well, we got people, okay, that's going. Sybil Mayfield, hello. You playing hooky, Sybil? Or is this what you usually do? Wait for some crackpot to go live. Yeah, I feel like a crackpot most of the times, but it's fun. That's I think the key to everything. I'm like, man, if you're having fun, you're already winning. You know, so many people like want to do this because I'm going to be a gazillionaire in 5 years, or I'm going to make so much money, you know, at the end of this thing that, wow, I'll be able to sit at the beach for the rest of my life. And that usually doesn't happen. Or, I mean, just look at venture capitalists. You know, people invest in venture capitalists and money. You know, I mean, these are supposedly the smartest people in the world on if some idea is going to, you know, be fruitful or not. And they're wrong like 85% of the time. So that's why I think, man, don't work for something tomorrow. Work for something that you're having fun right now, no matter if you're a millionaire in 5 years or not. Because now, then, you're winning today. You don't have to wait to win. You're winning now. And so whatever happens, que sera, sera, right? So if you're having fun now and you like what you're doing, so that's what I try to do with my work, you know, is show people alternative sources of money to do things now and not wait. Oh, I can't do that because I don't have a lot of money. Nah, you didn't look in the right places. So that's what I'm going to do today is show you 10 things that Donald Trump forgot to cut. Everybody's saying, oh boy, these conservatives are going to get in the White House and they're running the country and everything. They're going to cut everything. We're spending, and the budget just passed, you know, like last week. They're spending more money than ever before, you know. So actually, you know, the title of this thing is 10 grants that Trump forgot to cut. He doesn't even know they're there. No one does. The people in the government don't know they're there. Yeah, that's the problem. So that's what I try to do is show you and all week long what I do is research with you. I do custom research. So if you're looking to buy a house or be a real estate investor or something like that, what I do is dig up all the programs locally where you live that help you do that. Money programs, grants, direct payments, loans you don't have to pay back, free services, all this kind of stuff. So I do really 3 areas, real estate, you know, housing and things like that, and then also entrepreneuring, starting businesses, growing businesses, stuff like that. Because there are over 200 programs in every community in this country, you know, of money to help you do that. And the third place I do it is just living expenses. Man, you realize like 63% of the people in this country don't have an extra $500 to pay an emergency bill. So what I do is I put together about 300 programs that give you extra money, pay bills and things like that to free up money and things like that just for where you live. So now what I want to go over is about 10 items, you know, that I found that I think everybody could really use these things. Or if not, you know somebody who can. You know, so that's it. You share this stuff. That's what this is all about, sharing. Make sure other people don't do it. I mean, all these websites I'm going to give you, they're like oil under the ground. Maybe they're not good for you, but they're good for somebody who can help their lives by knowing this stuff, you know, and taking advantage of it and letting other people know about it. That's what it is. We all have the power to be superheroes. That's right. By just giving somebody a website or a phone number or whatever to help improve their life or do what they really want to do in life. Yeah. And that's the power of information and knowing where all this stuff is. Yeah. So that's, I hope that, you know, you share all this stuff. Now after this, you know, usually within the next hour or so, I'm going to do put all these links on another thing, you know, what do you call it thing? On Facebook, on my board or whatever they call it, my news feed, I guess that's it. And then on YouTube I do the same thing. In the notes section of the video, I'll have all the links there, so you don't have to worry and take all these notes from what I say, because I garble up so many things. My mind is like a BB in a boxcar traveling all over fast. I can't keep up with it. And so they'll be all there for you to do, and pass it on to your friends or whatever, so they have this stuff. See, everybody I'm going to tell you about, they don't have money to advertise. See, what you find out about what's out there to help you do your life, you find out about them because people are making money from it. They're getting money from you. Because you don't know the options. You don't know where the free stuff is. So they figure out Google, and they spend all this time and hire people and these so-called marketing experts and everything to make sure you find out about their little deal that's going to make them a lot of money. Whether it makes you money or not, they don't care after the sale, right? So that's why the good stuff you don't know about. It's hiding in nonprofit organizations, government offices that don't have money. And actually, many of these government programs are not allowed to advertise. Don't you advertise anything. You'll be violating the law. So what you have to do is do the work yourself. They're not going to do the work to find you, because they're giving away money. So you got to do the work to find them so you could get the money. And that's what it is. So that's why, make a game out of it. What the hell? See how much money you can get by the end of the week, okay? And also, I have another service that, speaking of money, because I got to self-support myself doing this stuff, so I keep helping folks. It is letsgo.com/talk. Where, this has been delightful, because people call me up, and off the top of my head, in 15 minutes, man, I could show you 10 places to get money and help, to solve a problem, start a project, do whatever it is. So that's letsgo.com/talk, and the other one, the custom reports that I'm doing a lot of, is letsgotutor.com. So you don't give a toot, you don't give a hoot, give a toot for letsgotutor.com. Okay, let's go to the first one. Okay, how would you like an unpaid intern? That's right. So you have a little business or something you're working on, you're working with a nonprofit. Wouldn't it be great to have an intern to do all the heavy lifting for you? Well, actually, what happens, I would say, you as a small business or whatever, it's hard to advertise, Joe, is working for, whatever your business is called. It's hard to attract people like that. But now I see, I was doing a report for a client starting a business in Minnesota. Minnesota, at the Department of Commerce in Minnesota. I'm sorry, this is New Mexico. That was another report. I get these from. In New Mexico, Department of Workforce Solutions, it's called. They help businesses get employees, pay for employees, pay to train employees. This is not only Mexico, it's all over. Every state has something similar, but New Mexico has unpaid interns. So people looking to be an intern to learn something. You want to teach somebody about marketing or your nonprofit or whatever, and you could look on their database they have of young people, old people, because they have people looking for other careers and want to get knowledgeable about something. There's a database, and what you could do is find these people, to work for you for free. You could pay them too. I'm sure you could talk them into it. Also, the business plan. This is a neat thing I found too. A business plan. I think business plans are stupid. I don't even know what I'm going to do next Thursday. Sure, you want to think through it, but our life is changing. Our universe is changing so quickly. Man, if you were planning what this world would look like 3 months ago, that didn't include Trump, did it? And there he is. And this is why people like Trump and the guy in France who just became head of France never had any of this kind of work before. It comes out of nowhere, and he's running France. So nobody can count. So what you're going to do next week, nobody knows. And also what we don't know too about any plan we have is what the world really is and what that world will react. So that's why I believe, you can't do business plans, you just got to do it without spending money. But if somebody says, hey, I'll give you a lot of money to do that, but do you have a business plan? Okay, go to this. SBA has build your own business plan. Okay. And it's just to fill in the blanks. It's sort of like doing, what do you call it, TurboTax for a business plan. It's all free. See, everything I'm telling you about is free. So that's the place to get it. And I'll have the link for you there too. Anyway, now here's an interesting thing I found too. Women who are recovering from cancer could get free maid service. Now, how do you like that? Isn't that a great idea? You get free maid service. This is for women and breast cancer, things like that. So if you're recovering, you know a friend or whatever like that, this is what's called clearingforareason.org. Clearingforareason.org. And they provide, like once a week, I think it is, or once every 2 weeks or something like that, they come and clean house for free. But as a business idea, this is wonderful, because you look at this, and when I give you, you go look on their website, you see how clever they are. So this is a home cleaning service that gives free cleaning. But what they do, they have a nonprofit arm. They decided this is going to be, we're going to get donations to pay for us to come and clean people with, people who are recovering from cancer, to give them a clean home for free. But they're actually getting paid from the donation. So now listen to this too, because this is a wonderful marketing thing. You're trying to say, maybe you have a cleaning business, right? You're trying to get donations for business for your cleaning. So you're going to go walk and knock on the door and say, hey, we're a wonderful cleaning business, and we want you to use us, so you pay us and we'll clean your home or whatever. No, they're clever. Or do they pay for advertising to go in the local newspaper and pay for advertising for their cleaning business? No, they're more clever than that. What they do, they say, let's clean houses for free, but we'll get donations to pay for cleaning houses for free. So now what they have is a cute little story that goes to the local media. We have this nonprofit organization that cleans houses for free, and we're looking for donations to clean houses for free, and they're really the cleaning company. But isn't it great? Everybody feels good. They're donating to this, and your business is taking care of that problem or whatever by people in the community. That way you have a good advertising story that you're telling people that you're doing this for free, and now you're a pillar of the community because you're a clever advertiser. But it's really a win-win all over. And I just think that's what you have to do today. Everybody thinks, well, I can't get a lot of business because I can't I can't afford, to pay for advertising. No, you don't have to. You do stuff like this. That's better than advertising. You just have to be smart about it, or fail at about a couple. Try stuff. It costs nothing to try this. You do a press release, and that's it. Okay. Here. What happened is, around the country, I've been doing a report in St. Louis. And one of the neat things that we have all over the country now is what's called incubators and accelerators that help people start businesses. And the way they help it too is that you have a business idea, you go to them, and if they like your idea, they give you money for your idea, they give you a place to work, they give you experts to help you figure out marketing, consulting, everything you need to run a business. But what's interesting, there's lots of these all over the country. But here's one on fashion, a fashion incubator. Yes, you can see why it appealed to me. I'm a sucker for that stuff. As you could tell, but I just started, when I found out about fashion, I used to buy expensive clothes. If your clothes are funky, nobody could tell how cheap it is. If you're buying rich clothes, everybody's commenting over that. They could tell if it's cheap or not. When you have stuffed junk all over your clothes, nobody knows how cheap the suit is. But it's a fashion incubator, St. Louis Fashion Incubator. So if you want to, you contact them. You're in the fashion business and want to get a kickstart on your business idea, talk to them. It may be worth moving to St. Louis for a couple months or whatever for a fashion incubator because they want to grow. See, this is supported by the local chamber of commerce, the local government, because this is how we create jobs now in this country. So they all want to create jobs. Free studio spaces they have, designer offices, all that stuff. Okay, here's another thing that really surprised me. And a lot of people, particularly if you're up in age, you may not be friendly with computers yet, and a little gun shy. Well, here, the Community Action Agency, in Michigan, they have free computer classes. All kinds of. You want to know how to get. You want to know how to computer basics, how to run spreadsheets, how to run Microsoft, resume writing, or basic web design. All these classes are free at the local Community Action Agency. Okay, this is for people that aren't rich. They're trying to help people who are struggling. And I say, 63% of people in America are struggling because that's how many people, as I mentioned earlier, don't have $500 for an emergency. Isn't that amazing? 63%. Okay, so that's a way to get some skills, knowledge about that, because you've got to use the internet. Everything is on this thing now. You can't buy books. I don't want books anymore. I made a ton of dough books, but it's over. Where are the bookstores? That's over. Okay, now here's something I found in Florida. $40,000 to buy a house, pay for closing costs, and they give you that much in equity in the house. So if you're buying a $300,000 house, they say, no, we'll put $40,000 in, so you only get, your mortgage is only $260,000. But you got a house worth $300,000. So who would have known about that program? Your banker's not going to know about that program because they don't make money out of it. These people are giving away money. So that's why my local reports I do for housing are like that. There's those kind of programs. Well, here's vouchers. Remember, call your utility companies. What do they have vouchers for? Because they want you to buy new appliances that use less energy. That means if you're using less energy, they don't have to invest in a bigger nuclear plant or a wind farm or whatever the hell they ought to do to make more energy. So if they could convince you to buy something that uses less energy, then they don't have to invest in new equipment. So here is down in Florida, they have vouchers up to $1,250 for buying certain appliances like air conditioners, heating and cooling systems, fan or ceiling installations. That's free. Just, that's a bonus for doing that. Here's another nice site too. I don't know if people, if I told you about this now, is Justia, JUSTIA.com. It's a good clearinghouse of how to get free and low-cost legal help. These are a lot of government-supported offices, nonprofit organizations that provide legal help. So you could put Justia, JUSTIA, and just put free and pro bono legal help, and find that. Okay, also when I was looking around in where the heck was I? In Michigan, for the local 211 number. I was trying to find, is there people that will help you pay your mortgage payments? They have 7 organizations that help pay mortgage payments. That's right. Who would have thought? These are nonprofit organizations that help you pay the mortgage. Then I went in for, how about rent payment? Because I'm getting calls, people like this. All of a sudden they get really strapped, and this month's rent, they can't make it. Well, what do you do? Well, here's what you do. You go to 211.org and you put in mortgage payment assistance, rent payment assistance, and you see what they have. Or utility bill assistance, and you see what they have. Or here's one in Michigan I found, a $2,000 grant if you're at risk for losing your home. That means your rental or whatever. This is at the state level they have this kind of money. So that's why keep digging. You're calling your buddies or your bank or something like that, and you have to dig deeper from that. for that. Or here, Michigan also has $5,500 on home repairs. That's right, that's a grant for that. Or how about this? This is really surprising me. $740 to help your family move. Moving expenses. Who would have thought? Now that's a state government program. It's called relocation assistance. So you're not going to find it putting moving expenses. That's why you have to know the questions to ask, the questions to ask, the questions to ask. You put the wrong one in Google and the wrong stuff comes out. You put the right stuff in and the right stuff comes out. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself out. The grants to lower utility bills, that's there. Oh, here's one of the nice, I just heard this today too. This is amazing. Okay, now I've been doing a lot of housing programs. I keep running into, if you want to get into the real estate business, okay, what the government has in every city, all over the country, every county, they're looking for people to make and build housing for low to moderate income families. Okay, they want you to build this, okay? Now, here's one of the programs that I've always been writing about it, and I really never understood it until this story came out today. If you go on Google right now, affordable housing program costs more than shelters. The government is losing their tushy on creating this housing, and it all going to developers. I think there's developers in the White House now, if I'm correct. I'm not sure. But there's you go to that website, that story, and it lays it out, on how this stuff works. It's called a low-income housing tax credit. Okay, now here's how this explains, and I write this up in every report I do for housing, telling about where to contact this office. You want to build low-income housing in your area, whatever, and get government help to do it. And they list the programs. I finally figured out what the hell this means. Low-income housing tax credit. What it does is they give, okay, you want to build, say, apartment complex and 10 houses or three units in a house or something like that. And say, you're going to use like one of those or 3 of them for people with low income. Oh, you're going to do that? Okay, we're going to give you a tax credit that will pay for 70% of your cost. Now, so that means the government is giving you money to 70% of the cost of building that building. They're giving you 70% of the money, but they're doing it in a tax credit. Okay, here's what the developers do. They say, okay, sounds great. Sign up, do the thing. Now, they take that, 70% of their thing as a tax credit. See, they can't buy bricks and mortars with that. Now, there's banks, investors, and a lot of middlemen who love those tax credits. They buy them right away. We'll take that. Here's the money. So now you have money from investors and banks, because they get particularly banks, they have to put so much of their money into low-income areas or to help low-income people because of a law 20 years ago. So buying this tax credit solves that legal problem for them. So the developer gets the money, builds the thing, and they're off to the races. All because of Uncle Sam paying for 70% of that. Wow! Where are you going to get a deal like that? That's why these fat cats come to Washington to figure out the system, right? And they put a law in like that, man, they're building for the rest of their life. Unarmed nickel, right? So it be, and I don't know if we'll ever change that. So that's why I'm trying to teach people more about using it. You change the system, or you use it, or you do nothing and just bitch about it, right? So all the links I'll put up here in the next hour or two. Come back and check it out. And let's see, okay, Nate, you want me to do a custom report on starting a business, all the programs, or paying for your bills? That's the $2.99 keep the cash coming in report. and the one on housing, buying a house, fixing up a house, or being a real estate investor. Okay, I show you all the programs for where you are, because this, the way I used to do big reference books, you know, that cover the whole U.S., but the money doesn't work like that now, and it's really local. All this stuff is local. That's why it takes me a long time to do this research, so that you don't get it instantly. I got to dig those ditches and put together this stuff for it. But I feel I must be the best person in the world to do this stuff. I've been studying these programs for 30, 40 years now and know about these bodies. And sure, you could find it, but it's probably a hell of a lot easier for me. So there's that, and also the talk. You want to talk about something, where do I go to solve some kind of financial problem with alternative sources of money? Then I'm talking about grants and all this other stuff, what's on the internet and whatever. And that's at letsgo.com/talk. And the other one is letsgotutor.com. Peace. Thanks for putting up with me. Did I curse too much today? I don't know.